Hi everybody, welcome to Tabletop Escapades. Last episode we had a bit of a breather. We had a bit of room for the characters to kind of flesh out their relationships and kind of stake out ground into who they were and where they're going for this upcoming battle, for this upcoming hunt, I guess is probably the best way to describe it. They are going to the monastery of Lingua, which is very important to Villiand Zemnar and the people associated with them. And that is how we will begin the adventure today. We also met a priestess in training, rather, named Cynthia last time, who the party bounced off of quite well. And we are on the boat. We have just resurrected Kata after violently getting rid of his arm with magic, and now we are heading toward the monastery. And it's going to be a little bit of a journey on the boat, and I would advise you all to kind of make the preparations that you need, say the things that you want to say, and potentially stake out a plan. Something I'd like to remind you of is that Zemnar, especially since we've had, like, part of Villian's character was that he didn't fully remember stuff, so it may not be as clear there, but for you, you know the layout of the monastery very well. And I can help you with that too.
Before we begin, I have to make a canonical correction. Someone on Twitter noted that Palvin's original last name is Squib, which I think is much funnier. So we're switching back to that as canon.
What was the one that you said?
It was Palvin Gridauer.
Oh, yeah.
And now it is back to Palvin Squib.
It's just your show name before.
Squibs.
Squib's your real name.
Squibs.
Palvin Squib.
Yeah. Maybe his middle name is Gridauer.
Okay, his middle name's Gridauer.
It's a hyphenate.
Palvin Gridauer Squib.
Yeah. His mom's name was Gridauer, and his dad's name was Squib.
And so it is settled.
Ian, can you get any squibs?
I don't know. They're tough. And they're kind of dangerous. You want like a stunt coordinator with squibs, I think.
Like Squib sounds like a showbiz production thing. What is it?
It's the blood pack that kind of bursts out.
Cool.
And they have like minor explosives on them. So
We need Easy Eyes needs some squibs.
We need
Squib
squibs.
budget.
If you put squibs near me, it would not end
You
well.
can get hurt with squibs. Are a
I
little
feel like
dangerous,
every
yeah.
live stream, somebody's got to get a gunshot.
You gotta get squibbed. Lose a tournament, dude. You get squibbed.
You get squibbed.
Squib tier.
Yeah.
60,000 squibs.
Chat, send us squibs.
It just says
Send us
squibs.
Chat!
Chat.
I need a squib. All right.
We have more squibs.
Preparations.
Well,
Preparations or, relaxation or whatever it is.
yeah,
that
like
you
how
want.
much time do we like?
went to
We have like
sleep
days.
after
We got some
We
long
should probably
rests.
rest.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's days. I think it's days to get back.
So I'll long rest for 4 hours and then spend an hour casting Find Familiar so I get my bird back.
I'm
Nice.
familiar.
Yeah. Is Potbelly still steering the ship?
Potbelly is still steering the ship. He seems to be doing surprisingly well at it.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to Potbelly like, hey, Potbelly, I need some rest.
Yeah. No problems, Emma. I'm just focusing on the task at hand here.
When you need a break, just come get me. I'll come back up and start steering the ship.
Hey, Zemna.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen if we get through this, but I really like sailing. You think there's any chance I could do more of it once we're done with Ramos and things go back to normal?
I think so. It's a good trade, good honorable trade. And if you like it, I think it's great. As long as you're doing something that makes you happy, that's good.
Zemna, I know this is quick, and it's kind of depressing considering how long I've known everybody else, but you're like the best person I've ever met.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank
But
you.
I'm not perfect.
I have faith you'll pull us through this, Zemna.
Thank you. I walk away remembering something dark that happened in my past that I'm not proud of.
Whoa. I'm long resting and then summoning
Yeah,
my
me
bird.
too. I needed to sleep after the res.
Everybody's long resting.
Okay.
Okay.
So I take up 5
Palvin,
hours.
of course, has the bed.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on the floor next to
Right.
Palvin,
Yep.
but my tail keeps like flopping up on the bed.
Your skin monkey tail?
Yeah.
I'm
in my sleep.
I'll trance on the back of the like at the stern back of the boat facing backwards cuz while I'm trancing I can still watch. So I'm just keeping a watch to make sure nothing's following us.
Sure. Moof comes up to Zemnar. I know you want to rest. He's like, hey, Zemi.
What's going on?
You mind if I talk to you in private real quick? I got just a couple of questions for you.
Sure, no problem.
So, you're pretty faithful to this Lingua guy, huh?
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit nervous before we do this battle. You know, just the jitters a little bit.
It's okay. It's normal.
I just want to know what drew you to this god, huh?
Well, I was raised on him. One part of my life hit a dark turn, though. But then he saved me. He came back to me.
What happened? How'd he save you?
It's really something I'm not proud of. One time, when I was out with God, I wasn't seeing eye to eye with Lingua. It was a dark path. I killed some children one time.
I was expecting like petty theft or something. You killed some kids.
Yeah.
Man, that's
I thought
it's pretty messed up.
I thought I was doing good work at the time, but I was wrong. So wrong.
I'm not trying to be insulting or anything. Not trying to, twist the knife, as it were. But how could you think killing kids was good work?
Like I said, I went down a dark path. There was another being that I thought was the right choice, but I was wrong.
I got one final question for you.
Yeah.
You think Lingua would accept a schmuck like me?
If there's hope for me, there's more than definitely hope for you.
All right. Thanks, Emna. I want to hear more about that kid stuff, but I don't know if it's good to talk about before we go into this fight.
No, it's not.
Might mess me up a little bit
It's
more.
not something I'm proud of.
All right. I'm going to go kick the little shit out of bed. He's stealing my spot, so I'll see you around.
Well, be nice to him.
I tried.
It's all right. It's up to us to be good. We must guide young Palvin. He's so young and impressionable right now. We don't want him going down a dark path.
Oh, I'll help him. A little bit of tough love.
All right. Maybe not too tough.
So Palvin goes below deck, and he tries to throw Palvin out of the bed.
Tries to throw him out of the bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to try to grapple you.
Okay. Villian is sleeping in the corner of the room, too.
And I'm sleeping there too.
Yeah. I think he's got -1 on strength. Just here. It's a 14.
I rolled a 15.
Whoa.
Move! Stop it! Move! Let me go! Move! Stop that! Villian! Villian, look! He's doing it!
Hey, Palvin.
Move, what are you doing?
Just trying to make sure the real fighters get some rest. And he throws Palvin just to the side. He doesn't, hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of, I guess, smugly grins at him, and he throws him to the side. And then he, gets a big smile as he curls up in bed.
Move, if I recall correctly, you shot a cannonball at me. Are you the true fighter? Do you believe this move?
I didn't shoot a cannonball at you.
You did, yes, you did, Move.
Okay, all right. Villian, I appreciate your contributions to this group. I'm sorry. I got a cannonball near you. This is my bad.
Then get out of the bed and let poor Palvin have it.
Poor Palvin?
Yes.
No. Can't do that.
Yes, he is younger than you and he's kinder than you are.
He has been a terror this entire time. We've had to take care of
No,
him.
he told me about the year he spent away. He told me.
He was a drain on our resources. He insulted everyone.
He said he did Goodberry every day.
And he did nothing.
He did Goodberry every day.
No. He didn't. He wouldn't. There would be times I'd come up to him. I'd ask for Goodberry. And he'd just say, no!
Because he doesn't ask nicely, Villian. He never says please.
I think Palvin could be a good kid. He just needs to treat others with some respect. Like you and Zemnar and Popper do.
Let's go, Palvin. There are other places for us to rest.
Fine. If I can be honest with you, Pompa's tail was really creepy.
I'm still asleep.
And I didn't want to brush it off because I like Pompa, but his tail creeps me out.
I feel like Villian would respect what Moof is saying. Because I think Villian respects honesty.
Moof just tossed him out of the bed.
You
And
mean what?
shot a
You mean
cannon
what
at him.
Palvin is saying?
And Palvin said he didn't say please. I feel like that was a good point.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I see it both ways.
Come, Palvin. I think I saw some hammocks down on the other side of the boat.
Ben, I want to go somewhere really secluded on the boat.
Okay.
Oh, no.
As everyone's sleeping.
Blood sacrifice.
As
Here we go.
As everyone's sleeping, I take my shirt off.
Oh.
And I start whipping my back.
God.
so
For
Van
my
Olden.
sins.
We talked about this.
Yes, for my sins.
Ring sees it.
Yeah. And I'm praying to Langua for forgiveness as I do it.
Behind some box, like Rings is like watching.
Rings is actually like super depressed.
Because his hands have been blown off.
Yeah, and so normally he like has some bravado about him. He's just like sitting in the corner of the boat. In fact, let's say he's like sitting and like you don't even notice him and he doesn't even say anything. He just watches you punish yourself.
And then Godbrand walks in.
Yes, that's right. It's Castlevania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God, Brad. Such a shit.
I'm a Viking.
All right. So you're punishing yourself. Everybody is resting.
Mm-hmm.
Palvin and Villian are in some hammocks.
Yep.
Ships of this kind would have hammocks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got hammocks.
For
They're
sure.
like where you peel the potatoes.
I learned it from Return of Obra Dinn.
Really?
Bunch of hammocks. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. The full rest happens. You guys wake up. Everything's fine.
Nice.
How's number one?
You haven't checked on number one. I
Okay.
can't answer that question.
I thought he was missing. Oh no,
Yeah.
you found him. You found him. That's
Yeah.
right.
I'll check on Potbelly, see how he's doing.
Oh, did we level up by chance?
No.
You should get a level.
Yes.
By the
Pays to ask.
Nice, really?
Pays to ask.
Yeah.
But after this episode.
Yeah, I'll mess with that later.
Sure, that's a whole.
I'm not digging that right
Especially
now.
this
Yeah.
high level stuff.
Just
Yeah.
take a
Actually,
note.
level 19 for me is really easy.
Just take
but
a note.
If I get another spell, I'm busting it out.
Okay.
Right now.
Whoa, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been waiting.
I've been waiting.
Okay, all right. Let's see if
we are on a large body of water.
19. Damn it. I need level 20. I need another 7th level
Actually,
slot.
is
You can change what spell
while
you
they're
have
doing this
prepared.
is
Hey,
Yeah,
actually,
when
no.
you rest.
Let's keep going. We can do the leveling after
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
episode.
But
Yeah.
you can when you
Okay.
whenever
Swap
you
it.
rest,
Yeah,
you can
swap
swap what you have
it out.
Yes.
prepared.
I wanna.
Yeah, that's
Can
fine.
Okay.
Are you doing it now? I
You
want
go.
to talk to Move.
Okay. Do you want to talk to Potbelly or do you want to talk to Move?
Move first.
Okay.
Like, hey,
He's
Move.
still sleeping.
Oh,
by the way.
okay.
Oh, so
I'm gonna
you're,
wake him
you're
up.
in the captain's quarters.
I'm gonna wake him up.
Okay.
Move.
Hey,
Gotta
Zemi.
talk to you real quick.
Yeah.
What I said earlier about my past. Don't tell anyone, okay? I can't let my brother hear about it. It'd break his heart.
You know, Zemi, I feel like there are some people on this boat that don't quite understand me yet. That's fine. But I feel like you do. I feel like Potbelly does. And I promise you, no matter what happens, your secret's safe with me.
Thank you, Move.
And
You're
despite
good.
what you told me, I think you're a good person.
Thank you. You're a good friend.
Just came to shake him up out of bed and wake him up and tell him that. It's so funny.
Now listen, when we get to the monastery,
Yeah.
I'll have your back. Just stick with me and you'll be alright. Make sure nothing happens.
I appreciate that. Man, I wish we had a few more weapons.
There's
Better
some
prepare a little
there.
bit.
Go to the armory there.
Hey, Zemi, I think it'd be good when we get in to have some sort of formation. I'd
You're
love
right.
to have Potbelly in the back. Just try to target people with his bow. Therese back there with them casting spells. Potbelly, Villian, Kata up front. I think we could do some real damage. I think we're gonna have to move quick.
Move quick.
I think you're right. I'll be at the front, though.
All right. But, Zemi, this isn't some kind of suicide mission for you, is it?
Long pause. We'll make it.
All right.
Quick aside, since I only needed 5 hours to sleep, 3 hours ago I wanted to send my raven out ahead of the ship to scout ahead. Both over the water, and if it gets to the monastery, I don't know how close we are, but when it gets to the monastery, I want it to start telling me what it sees.
Okay. That will prove very difficult for reasons that we can get into.
Oh.
Okay, so I swap out my 7th level spell.
Okay.
7th level, man. I only got up to 5, by the way.
Dude, level 20, I
He's
get
a
9.
Yeah.
Hyped.
Sick.
I go over to Rings. How you doing, Rings?
Rings does not acknowledge you.
Easy.
Yeah! The audience goes crazy.
He said it!
Put my hand on him. So I swapped out Resurrection for...
When you put your hand on him, he like tries to move you off. He doesn't want to be touched.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Wait, you swapped
He's just really bummed out.
It'll only take
Just
a
for
minute.
now. Just for this
Oh, okay.
rest.
It'll only take a minute, Rings. Do you trust me?
He shakes his head no.
You will after this.
He tries to get up to walk away. He feels like he's just being this is like being thrust upon him, and he super feels uncomfortable with it.
Rings, you look hurt. I can help you.
He looks at you, and he just looks at the ground, and he starts to saunter off.
Rings, wait up!
He keeps walking.
You should already have 9th level spells. From level 17.
No.
Yeah.
Sell it off camera.
Yeah, I have up to 8. I guess I didn't put a 9 on there.
Get a 9 in there.
Dang.
I was like, I've had one forever.
Rings, don't you miss your arms?
He stops. He turns around and he pauses, and it's clear he's very frustrated. He kind of like makes a sighing motion, like his shoulders rise and then fall. And then he tries to communicate, but because he doesn't have his hands, all he can do is take his head and like bang it against his shoulder. And so he's trying to tap out some sort of message to you, but obviously you can't tell what it is.
Just heal him. Grapple him and heal him.
I don't want to like attack him.
Isn't it a distance spell? Can't you just
No,
do it?
I gotta touch him for a minute. 60 seconds.
Tell him.
Yeah. Rings, I can grow your arms back.
Why does it say duration 1 hour?
1 minute.
Duration. Does he only get his arms back for an hour?
It says they're restored.
Teresa, I'm trying to remember.
Oh, it's because there's a health benefit too for an hour. I think. Yeah.
Teresa, I'm trying to remember if you communicated telepathically with Rings.
I have
or if
before.
there's
He
a
just
way you
clanged.
And it just
In
clanged.
his mind,
Okay.
he just clangs.
Which is strange because we should be
You
able
guys
to
don't
understand
have
each other.
comprehend languages, do you?
When I use telepathy, I can understand people and they can understand me.
Okay. So even if he were to clang, technically, based on the rules, you should be able to understand him.
I
Okay.
believe so.
But you didn't understand him in that instance?
Right.
Maybe he's just a clanger. Maybe that's really all he thinks.
Yeah, he might have just been clanging.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll double check that.
Clang for me.
Well,
Rings, clang once if you want your arms back. Clang twice if you just want me to go away.
yeah, so it says you don't need to share a language with the creature for it to
Take it or
understand
leave it.
your telepathic utterances.
But, okay.
But it has to have one language at least for it to understand. It has to be able to like comprehend
Okay,
language.
I think we went through this before, so it was just like a one-way street.
Yeah. But like we've been using it as a two-way street the whole show.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
like-
there's something we should just make clear
Yeah.
from here on.
But if I
Like-
don't understand their language, they would communicate back in their own language.
We will use precedents to inform decisions going forward, but this will be a flexible show. So if we did something one way once, it doesn't mean we'll always do it that way in the future. Opinions will change. Yeah, no, Rings, it's frustrating, Heber, because Rings really does want to communicate with you.
Mm-hmm.
And he tries to signify that by just clanging a whole bunch. So it doesn't seem like it's a simple yes or no for him.
I don't know what you're trying to say, Rings. I don't know what you want. Is it okay? I try to touch him again.
He motions you to follow him. So he just moves his head like this.
And he like turns, walks away.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come.
Okay. And he goes and he scours the ship and he tries to find Therese.
Okay.
Whoa.
And he comes up to you, Therese,
Mm-hmm.
and he tries to motion in a way that he wants to communicate something to you. So he comes up to you. He obviously can't grab a hold of you or anything because he has no arms, but he moves his head. And pretend Brad is Pomper for a second. He looks at you, and then he looks at Pomper, and then he looks at you, and he like uses his little nubs to like try to motion like.
Pomper, what's going on?
I'm trying to grow his arms back. It'll only take a minute, but he keeps pulling away from me. Can you talk to him?
I speak into his head. I say, Rings, what's the problem?
He clangs at you.
Uh-huh.
It's very frantic clanging. It almost sounds like he's trying to plead.
Okay.
Oh.
I say into his head, I say, Rings, slow down. I don't understand your language. If you do not want him to heal you, clang twice. If you do, clang once.
There is a long pause, and he clangs twice, but it's a very solemn clang. It's clang, clang. It's not like a very confident or definitive answer. And
I'll say, Rings, do you feel that you don't deserve it?
clang. There's one clang for yes.
Well, Rings, I'm sorry I don't understand the full breadth of that or your beliefs or anything, but you deserve it. There's no reason not to have him regenerate your arms. I mean, would you reconsider?
He clangs once for yes,
Mm-hmm.
and then he sits down on the ground, and he starts. You guys are in a wooden boat, okay?
Yeah.
And he picks up his ringed foot, and it seems like he's trying to etch some sort of picture in the ground.
Okay.
But this is gonna take some time. So it's what he's trying to say is not immediately clear.
Would he be able to grasp some kind of pen or pencil with his foot somehow, or is he just not built that way? Like, could we get him a pencil?
Here's what you know. You know that he was able to separate the rings on his hands. He
Yeah.
might be able to do that with his feet. You're not sure.
Pomper, do you have a writing implement?
Huber's got
No.
some good level 9 spells cooking up.
Yo, the teases.
Yes.
I don't have a
Yes.
pencil.
Yeah, I think honestly, like writing utensils are kind of uncommon.
Yeah, I think they're. They might be in one of our like adventurers packs.
No, I don't
but,
have one like that.
Who's out here writing stuff down?
Chet, Pomper, can you look on the boat for a pencil?
Yeah, sure. I go down.
Go to supply room.
Can I have
You know
make
who? You know who would have a pencil? Palvin. I go to Palvin.
Okay, right. He is a student.
Yep.
I use quill.
Hey, Palvin.
What?
I'm looking for a writing utensil. You got anything?
Yes, I have an ink quill.
Could I borrow it for just a minute?
What for, Pampa?
We're trying to communicate with Rings.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm trying to grow his arms back.
Well, then do it.
Well, he's reluctant to do so, and we're trying to figure out why. And Therese is trying to talk into his head.
Rings
but-
is a proud warrior. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
I've seen this.
Wait, aren't you Palvin?
I'm both. We were both sleeping next to the cots.
Oh, you just started talking. I thought
Yes.
it was Palvin talking.
No, I woke up.
Did he forget?
No, I woke up too. There was quite a commotion.
Palvin is emulating his hero.
I've seen this many times. What you must do is defeat him in battle, and then he has no choice but to submit to your healing.
I want to try the ink quill first.
Okay, fine. Calvin opens his little knapsack and he like pulls out, like a ruler and stuff like that, and then he finds like a little ink bottle and a nice quill, a long quill. Take care of this, Pampa.
I grab the quill with my tail. Just to freak Palvin out.
Palvin tries not to react. He's really disgusted by it.
Thanks, kid.
You take the inkwell too?
Yeah. I grab the inkwell with my hand.
And Pampa.
Huh?
There is a spell placed on that quill. Make sure the word poison is never spelled out, please.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Can I think of poison while I'm holding it?
Yes. It's just if it's written, if the word poison is written out with the quill, bad things will happen. So please just make sure Rings does not write the word poison.
Okay, I'll tell Therese immediately.
Okay.
I go up to tell you, Therese, I got a pen, and Palvin said to not write the word poison. I don't know why.
Well, I don't think Rings is at the risk of writing anything in the common tongue, as he speaks only in clanks.
Okay.
Rings.
Just make sure, Therese. I don't like this.
I
This
take
pen, this pen is freaking me out.
I take the quill and inkwell from Rings. I set the inkwell on the ground, dip the quill in it, and then try to hand it to Rings's foot. And Rings, are you able to use this?
So Rings lifts his left foot up to you, and it separates like the hand did, and he grabs the quill out of your hand.
Cool.
And he
immediately writes poison.
he like just tries to like write in the air, like he's trying to communicate something. Like, and he's kind of looking at you expectantly, like.
I take a piece of paper out of my satchel, which I imagine I would have.
Why do you have paper in your satchel?
Like maps and stuff, wouldn't we?
Okay.
Have we ever used
documents?
I don't know.
We got a map. from
Yeah.
a long time
Tax
ago.
returns.
Tax returns. I got my
from where we found original moof. You took a page out of that journal.
I got my 1099 in there.
Yeah.
Context established.
And I just I put the paper on the ground and I say, write on this.
All right, I'm gonna make a performance check for Rings here.
Performance check.
Okay.
See how good his penmanship is.
So Rings starts drawing some images.
Oh.
And they're not the best, and so I'm gonna have to like have you guys try to interpret them
Okay.
as best you can. He's drawing like different groups, and so he's drawing like normal looking stick figures, and they seem to be really excited about money. And then he's drawing some more stick figures, and these stick figures have pointy ears, and they seem to be really excited about what looks to be a picture hanging on the wall. And then, I don't know if people remember, but there are really short stick figures, and they appear to have beards, and they seem to be really excited about casting spells and how impressive that is. The final things Rings draws is he draws somebody that looks like him, just a collection of rings, and they're kind of doing a Superman pose, and he's got like kind of an aura around it, like there's something really impressive about it, and other ring creatures are in the background, and they seem to be admiring this person kind of doing this Superman pose. And there seems to be something of great value there.
Okay.
So does
And he starts like circling that character.
So does he want me to?
It seems
Do
like
it.
he was once a king, or honored by his people, or maybe he was created out of money by magic dwarves.
And he then
That makes sense.
he draws a broken Rings character where they don't have arms anymore, and all of the people in the background in this scene are wandering away. They're moving away from him.
Okay, so it seems that he's lost his honor or something. Rings, do you feel like you've lost your honor?
One Clang.
Rings, I know that that's hard, but really that honor is just a pretend thing. It's just something that you feel yourself, and we honor you, and so you don't have to feel that way. We can give you the arms back, and you'll be honored again.
Clang Clang.
Damn it.
He draws one more image to try to communicate why restoring his arms would be a problem. So it's the same one, and the replaced limbs are drawn with dashes to kind of emphasize that, you know, they weren't originally there, they weren't originally his, and the people in the background still wander away. They still don't respect him.
So you wouldn't feel like yourself, and you would feel like a monster.
There is one. This is the loudest clang you've heard yet, and he seems to like kind of lean forward to emphasize how much he agrees with you.
Rings. It doesn't matter what's on the outside. It matters what's on the inside. Your true essence. Look at me. I'm an abomination. I used to be a dragonborn. Now I'm a human with a rat tail
And one dragon arm.
and a dragon
And a
arm.
dragon leg.
I'm just a
Freak.
just a freak.
Also,
But it's all about the true essence, Rings. What's inside. So let me just grow your arms back. We'll hit that battlefield. Save everyone.
also, Rings, if I'm understanding the events that have transpired correctly, you are the only one of your kind left in all the realms. There's no one that would know your shame. No one would see it. And if we are all successful and somehow restore the realms, not saying we can, but if that even happened and other ring people did come back into existence, you would be a hero of such magnitude they wouldn't care that you have unoriginal arms.
We need you, Rings. We're at the edge of the world. We need every arm we have.
He he clangs twice,
Damn it.
and
Rings, dude. It's like a Vegeta Saiyan pride.
yeah, he's
God.
he's very proud. He very much believes in this thing, whatever this conviction is. He believes in it very strongly.
Yeah.
And he scoots over to you. And he wraps his legs around you like he's trying to give you a hug, because that's the only way he could give you a hug right now. So he just kind of like uses his legs to scoot his butt across the wood.
And this guy's scared of his pride getting hurt? The leg hug guy?
He's a slinky man.
Okay, all right.
It's not so much about getting his pride hurt. It's about that this culture really values authenticity. That's what it is. That's what he's trying to convey. It's not warrior pride. It is whatever I do it with my own body because I am proud of that body. So
I give him a hug.
it's not that he can't express emotion or that he's not sentimental. That's
gotta give him that
totally
leg
not
hug.
correct.
Yeah, I give him the leg hug for sure.
Okay.
I mean, he still had hands. I mean, like his hands. Sorry, he had arms. It's like his hands were blown off.
His arms
No.
were blown
His
off and
arms,
his hands were
his arms
fused.
and hands were.
So he has no arms.
He's got like little ring nubs.
Okay.
His
So
arms
that's-
were like fused to the skull, and the rest of him were melted away. I guess.
I just give him a hug. All right, well.
Give him time.
When you and he actually goes over and he hugs Therese as well.
She kind of like pats him
Yeah.
on the back of the rings, and then kind of like moves away.
Once he finishes the second hug, something starts happening. The rings start separating from each other.
Whoa.
Which rings?
The rings making up his body.
All of them.
All of them.
Okay.
Rings, don't do
Rings
this.
Don't go.
He keeps separating.
What have you done?
Shed a single tear.
You hear a cry from Potbelly.
Oh.
From up the top of his deck. Hey, everybody! I could see it. I could see the what I think is the monastery off in the distance. We're gonna be at shore soon.
Rush upstairs.
I will. Has rings like dissipated? Is he?
He's still in the process of it. It's kind of taking a while. The rings are just kind of like popping off of each other one at a time.
I say into Pomper's head, I say, if he dies or stops moving, make sure we get one of the rings.
Definitely.
Then
I take the smallest ring and I put it on like a bracelet.
When you go down and you put the rings together, you notice that they're kind of melting down. Seems like Rings is trying to make something out of his body.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa.
Can I-
Okay.
This could become a weapon.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Master sword. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah, I'll wait then.
I say to Pomper, I'm like, well, just watch him. He's up to something. I'll sit down and I want to like warg into my familiar so I can see with my actual eyes like what's going on around the monastery.
Worgen.
Okay. So in the monastery, you actually notice two things that are pretty bad. The first is that kind of surrounding the monastery, the land is pretty scorched and decayed, and there's kind of like just this toxic, putrid yellow cloud that is kind of surrounding the monastery. So that's not good. And also up above, there are giant demons. They're clearly demons. You've encountered enough demons by now to know that they're demons. They're red-skinned, leathery-winged creatures. And there's three of them just kind of hovering around the perimeter up in the air of the monastery.
Intimidation.
How big are they? Like the ones we fought on the bridge? The one we fought on the bridge.
They're not quite that big.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a very good question, Kyle. They're
Yeah,
big.
some
They're
pot
big
shots.
creatures, but they're not They're not so gargantuan like that.
Like a dreadlord?
Okay.
Burning Legion?
Yeah, they're probably like either at the size of a dreadlord or maybe a little bit bigger.
Mal'Ganis.
Maybe a little bit bigger.
Mal'Ganis size.
They're not actually dreadlords.
I just see three Mal'Ganises flying.
Yeah.
But they're taller than a human.
They're taller than a human, yeah, by quite a bit.
Okay.
Probably like what, 8
Are they,
feet?
do I see any?
I can show you a picture of them.
Do I see any like
Lord.
me-sized demons anywhere?
This is what they look like. If you want to pass that around.
Oh yeah, that's spooky.
Oh, that's a good-looking demon. What do you mean me-sized?
That's a
demons?
Castlevania boss.
Yeah,
They
classic.
they look like the devils from Storyteller, the episode with the sack, but
Ian,
big.
What did you mean me-sized demons?
Size of Therese. Do I see like walking around any Therese-sized entities?
So surprisingly, around the monastery itself, there doesn't appear to be too many demons. There's not like a legion waiting for you on the ground. You don't know. You can't see inside the monastery, so you don't know what's inside the monastery. But you do see something. You see actually one of the demons that's in the sky. He's on the ground, and there are people that are tied to wooden posts, and it appears that the demon is walking around. He's going from creature that's tied up and is doing something to them.
Are they dressed like people from the monastery or like villagers? Or
They're basically just stripped down.
Okay.
Some of them are naked, some of them are stripped down to their underwear, some of them look like they've had their clothes ripped off.
are they
they're-
muscular?
No, they look like pretty, like, they don't look like nobles. They look like
Right.
very common folk.
I want to try to land on a windowsill and look in through a window, like the biggest, like,
The
most
tall-
impressive looking
The
window.
tallest tower.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach, I need to see if.
You're gonna get zapped.
I'm gonna get poisoned by this fog, probably.
Can't wait to see Rings turn into a shotgun. He was
What
gonna wield
is
it.
it?
So sick.
Sawed off shotgun.
And it,
Sawed off
it
rings.
shoots rings,
Yeah.
little rings.
I hope John Wick gets sawed off in 3.
Yeah, he needs one.
Dude, bro, that's the most 4th grader thing I've heard in a long time. Dude, I hope John Wick gets a sawed off
Yeah,
in
dude.
3.
In 3.
Because he's all about confirming the kill point blank range
Can
with
I
a
have
pistol.
the
Dude,
Raven make a
he's
stealth
precise.
check?
He's about precision, dude.
Dude, a sawed off
It's
point
messy.
blank.
It's messy.
That's
He's gonna get messy in 3.
Okay.
Stealth is Dex, right?
Yeah.
Personal.
It's
always been personal.
Is a
always been
16.
Okay. So you actually don't. You actually don't get seen by the demons flying overhead, which is nice.
Sweet.
So they don't approach you, and you get to the windowsill, and you're able to peer inside, and it looks like that this area is kind of like a common prayer area. It looks like there's an altar.
A
that's-
praria?
A prayer. There looks like there's an altar set up. It looks like there are paintings hanging on the wall. There's a small stained glass window in the back. There's a long white rug that's coming from the altar. And all of this stuff has been like knocked around. Like some of the paintings have rips in them. There's like candles that have been knocked over. There's wax everywhere. So it's in rough shape. But you see a group of white, like kind of sickly looking demons that are very thin, and they seem to be hunched over something, and they're just going.
Awesome.
And
It's about to get the monastery, dude.
Yeah.
before you can really like pinpoint any more details about them or what they're doing, the kind of the putrid cloud, that toxic cloud, is affecting the Raven, and
Okay.
it's you, obviously I don't know, I wouldn't say the Raven is coughing, but it's like hurting your eyes
Sure.
and filling up the Raven's lungs.
I'll have it retreat to a safe distance. I don't think I have time to recast, so I want to keep it around. Yeah, and then I'll warg back out.
What did you see, Therese?
There's a putrid cloud surrounding the monastery.
Is it a stinking cloud?
It seemed acrid. It hurt my eyes. And birds smell a little differently than us, so it's hard to tell. There are 3 very large demons flying above the monastery. Another one is on the ground. A 4th one. There are humans, and were they all humans tied up to the posts?
You're not sure.
Okay, there are prisoners tied up to posts outside in front of the monastery, right?
There's the front of the monastery. This is actually on the western side of it.
Okay. Is that the coastal side or the inner landward side?
So the front of the monastery is actually facing the coast.
Okay.
And then the western side, there's like, it's kind of destroyed now, but you can tell it was supposed to be a forested area.
Okay. There are prisoners to the west of the monastery. Inside the main area, or a prayer chamber, the paintings have been desecrated, and there are a bunch of smaller humanoid, like human-sized demons, the white ones.
Yeah, they're definitely humanoid for
Okay.
sure.
There are smaller, like man-sized white demons on the inside. They were hunched over something. I couldn't tell what they were doing.
Zamna, is that pretty much how you left it?
Yeah.
So things could be worse. They could be worse. Only 3 demons. We can handle that.
Sure.
I have a...
Potbelly speaks up and he goes, "Y'all want me to just charge right in, or should we kind of sail around to the side and sneak up on them?
Well-
What do y'all want?"
We need a plan first. We can't just sneak in there or
I
rush
have-
in there.
I have one idea, and I use alter self to make myself look like one of the white demons.
Okay.
Whoa.
Keep in mind that you did not see the front of these demons.
Oh, okay.
You saw the back of them. You saw that they were humanoid, and you saw that they have kind of pale white skin. You did see the front of the flying demons.
Yeah, they're too big though. I think I can only make myself
Gorcha.
like a. Including your height, weight, and facial features. Maybe I can make myself really big.
Make yourself big.
Oh, you can't appear as a creature of a different size. Yeah. So, if it's medium, I have to stay medium because that's what I am.
Yeah, they're large.
Yeah.
large fiends.
I'll try to. Were there other windows? Like, could I get my raven to like try to scoot in and like try to get another angle on him?
There are other windows. Your raven is still feeling pretty rough from the cloud, that toxic
Sure.
cloud. So you could try to send it back in, but you don't know how that's going to affect it.
Since Zemna and I are the only two immune to any disease, I suggest perhaps it is just our mission. Maybe you should all stay on the boat.
Can I get a rings update? I just didn't know if he's still like dissolving as they're planning.
Right.
Yeah, he is. He's still
Okay.
dissolving.
Cool.
So he is basically there's little bumps of what used to be solid rings, but he's basically dissolved into pure liquid metal, and you notice that he is kind of spreading out, like becoming this not super thin
T1000.
string, but he's like this silver plank, and he seems to be trying to form into something specific.
Okay. I'm just watching this,
Okay.
Just watching it.
just weeping a tear,
But eyes lighting up a little bit.
like thinking about the good and the bad times with rings. Barely knew him all
Haven't
the
been a lot
time.
of good times with rings, to be honest.
The rings recollection.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Pressing F.
Flashback episode.
Paying respects.
Okay.
Actually, I take a knee now at this point, as he's like, So I'm like taking a knee just right there.
Makes sense, yeah.
When you take a knee and you get pretty close to it, you can hear that it's bubbling, like some witch's brew or something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you read to the witches in Witcher 3?
Mhm.
3?
Yeah. The Crookback Bog.
Yeah, cool.
No.
And they're like really sexy in like the storybook versions, and then you see them, they're like, oh, these are nasty, nasty witches.
I love witches like that
Yeah.
Yeah.
in any fantasy tale.
Heck yeah.
Just like these ancient hags
Yeah.
that have seen so much. And like you can't. Yeah.
Shoot them. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'll just have my raven continue to surveil, and if it feels bold, it can try to go in and look.
I don't know what else we can do about the gas, really.
I'm not overly worried about it.
Why?
I'm just not.
Okay.
I think it didn't kill my raven outright, and my raven is way less robust than we are,
Sure.
you know? And there are prisoners. Are the prisoners within the gas cloud?
The prisoners are within the gas cloud, and the prisoners look super messed up.
The prisoners.
It's hard to tell if that's from the demon or the
Right.
cloud, though.
We must save them first.
The prisoners are in the gas and
we
they're not
must save
dead.
them first.
Right.
Sure.
That'll
tip off our
regarding
presence.
your raven and the state of its health, you are absolutely correct that it did not kill your raven outright. It wasn't like, oh, I flew in and I'm dead.
Right.
Not like that at all. You're noticing that your raven is losing feathers.
Oh. Jeez. Yeah. Choo.
Semna.
Yeah.
Where are the other 3 Maytrue brothers? And how can we contact them?
I'm not sure.
Other 3?
I lost contact
Yes.
with them after we got attacked.
I hope they are okay.
Me too.
Your brothers are in there?
We're not sure. I don't know if they made it out or not.
We gotta help them.
I agree.
Of course, dude. Assemble.
Villian, maybe we can
Yes.
use that old secret passage that goes under the armory.
I remember it well.
Good, because I don't remember exactly where it is.
the memory is clear to me. It was that one time that me and my two best friends, we were hanging out together. I believe I was 9 years old, you were 18, and you told me to flee. You told me to take that secret passage. And then when I saw you the next day, you said my friends had run away and you didn't know where they went. And we never heard from them again. But I remember that day well. I was very scared to take that passage alone.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that doesn't matter. Just as long as you remember how to get there, it's good.
I miss them still today.
Oh, that's probably fun.
Hey, if you got an underground passage that you can take us in the monastery, we might be able to avoid this disease cloud.
Right. I just don't know if it's near the entrance though. The cloud.
Is the passageway pretty small?
It is a 9-year-old little villain could make it through, but it is pretty small.
Yeah, it'll be a little tight, but
It's small and
we could
dark.
probably make it.
Palvin speaks up again. His voice definitely is shaking a little bit. Guys, we're gonna reach shore soon.
Potbelly, you mean?
Potbelly?
Potbelly says. Sorry,
Oh,
what
yeah.
did I say?
Palvin.
Oh, I meant Potbelly.
I was like,
My bad.
Not your character anymore.
No.
that's
I meant
fine.
Potbelly.
Pillage.
We all own Palvin.
I meant Potbelly.
Oh,
I meant
then
Potbelly.
Palvin says, "I'm tired of this," and jumps into the ocean and
Gets
dies.
eaten by a shark.
Palvin transforms into Melka Palvin
Yeah.
and crashes through the monastery.
Sick.
I've been a demon hunter all along.
No, I really meant Potbelly.
Potbelly, it is not safe for us to go to the primary dock. We will have to find one to the north, which I believe is like 5 miles north. If that village hasn't been taken over by the same demons.
We could just moor a little south of the monastery and just go across. We don't need an actual dock. We could just anchor offshore and take a longboat over.
I suppose so. It will limit how much equipment we can take, but I agree.
Yeah.
So
I
you want me to go south?
We should not get any closer, right?
Okay.
All right, hold on. I gotta make a turn. So Potbelly steers the ship, and he's going south of the monastery,
Or I
away
guess
from the demons and away from the toxic cloud.
I guess the coast is east-west, so west.
He's
Yeah,
going west.
Yeah.
I think it was implied. You're just trying to get
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
distance from the
Yeah.
monastery. So, yeah. But you are correct. Okay, and so
Or I
Tot-
guess important question.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Is the entrance of the secret passageway west or east of the monastery?
It is west.
Good.
That sounds right.
So the ship does kind of crash into shore, and you guys do stop.
Oh shoot.
So you have made you have made landfall.
Oh, great landing, Potbelly!
Palvin, please keep it down.
We have an anchor, Potbelly!
Palvin, please. We don't want the demons to hear.
Better than I did when I tried driving a
Hey,
boat.
sorry, Palvin. First time.
You did great, Potbelly. Last time I drove a boat, I destroyed half the town.
Is everybody okay?
Fine.
Number one looks a little uneasy.
Rings is melting down. He's dead or something.
Can I have you all? I'm assuming you're all above.
Yes,
on, the
on
top
deck.
Can I
Except
have you,
for Pomper.
Except for
I'm with
Pomper.
rings.
Right. Okay. So Pomper, you actually won't make this roll.
'Kay.
Can I have the other three of you make a perception roll?
Mourning another casualty.
Why'd you roll that twice? Oh, Potbelly or Pomper.
Doesn't count. 18.
Okay.
I got a 20 and 6. 20 for Valiant.
What is this perception?
What did you get? I'm sorry. Zimmer?
18.
18. Okay. And you got 20.
Yeah.
And you got
27.
Okay, so you all hear
Nice.
this. Once you guys kind of crash in, and there's just a break in you kind of
Oh no, wait, 29.
bantering with each other, you hear something. You hear laughter, and it's kind of a nasty little laugh. It's kind of like that. It's like
Oh.
it sounds,
Treasure Goblin.
Yeah, sure. Let's
Go.
Kill him.
Yeah.
Get him! Get him! Get the loot!
So you hear that. You can tell that it's coming north of where the boat is located.
Meaning east, or north as in inland.
North is in inland.
Okay.
Yep.
So inland is north, west,
Yeah, the
East.
monastery is east.
east of us. Okay. Yep.
And south is all ocean.
As
Yep,
all ocean.
that's correct. Huber, Pomper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rings has finished changing his body. He is.
Are you gonna pander right now? Is he an axe?
He's not an axe.
Okay.
He's a shotgun.
With an axe on it.
He is in the shape of a silver mace,
Dude.
a one-handed silver mace. The top of it, instead of it being spiky, it's like a clump of rings
That is cool.
used for bludgeoning.
I
So-
pet this thing.
Pet it
Yeah.
or stroke it.
Stroke it.
He
Pet
pets
it.
it.
What have you?
He said pet.
Yep.
Good mace.
So when you touch it,
I'm not worthy.
it's
Rings.
still. I mean, it's a living creature.
Yeah.
So that you need to keep that in
freaking out
mind.
about this. Yeah.
It's a living creature.
Yeah.
And it kind of like ripples as you run your hand across it.
This is crazy. I love it.
Rings. Thank you. I'll do right by you. I promise. I'll take care of you.
You hear a clank.
Whoa.
Dude.
Okay, we are finally. What's it? Go ahead.
Rings, is it okay if I put you on my back?
You hear a clank.
Put the mace on my back. Nice.
I say to the others on shore, after we hear the laughter, I say, "Stay here and be quiet." And I go invisible, and I'll go try to stealth forward and see what's laughing.
You
Okay,
can just do that for free, right?
Yeah.
that could be really interesting.
Yeah, here we go.
Before you do that, I go upstairs and I tell everyone, hey, everyone. Rings.
We're all
is-
off the boat.
Are we off the boat?
I thought we were off the boat.
That was not communicated to me. You
Oh,
definitely said that
oh.
you got off. and
Okay,
you're gonna
I'll
go
get off the
investigate
and go into.
laughter.
Yeah, okay. I thought we all got off the
If
boat.
we
My
can all
bad.
get off the boat, I'm willing to get off that boat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll join everyone.
What? So you don't see anything from number one. He does not make his presence known. If you guys are all getting off the boat, Kata, is now awake. Doesn't say anything to you guys, but gets off the boat with you, hammer in hand.
Okay.
And he has
He's got
both
that
arms.
-4 roll thing.
He does.
Yeah.
He does
But
have
he has
that
both
penalty.
arms and
Yeah.
he's fine.
Sure, this guy's ready for combat.
I mean, he's not saying anything,
Right.
so you don't know if he's
He's
fine.
a changed man.
Yeah, he is present.
Right.
I don't think so. He doesn't look well.
Maybe you should stay on the boat then rest up.
I believe it is unsafe on the boat.
Yeah, we should all stick together.
Villian, go. Semnar, go. Kata, go.
You hear Teresa's voice from a little while. Shh.
Yeah, he's like screaming.
Quiet.
By the way, everyone, say hey to the new rings.
What?
Pampa,
I pull out the mace.
what sort of dark magic is? What have you done?
Rings sacrificed himself to turn into a living weapon.
So cool.
Therese was, long story short, I was trying to grow his arms back, and Therese communicated with him and went into this whole big thing about honor and turned himself into a
Authenticity of self.
authenticity.
Pampa, I
Thank
told
you,
you
Therese.
all you would have to do is defeat him in battle.
He didn't want to do anything. He just wanted to be this weapon now. So
Well, he better be a good mace, is all I'm saying.
I mean, look at this craftsmanship. This is a flawless weapon.
It truly is. A noble sacrifice.
Say hey to everyone, Rings.
Clank.
Shh. Put him back on my back.
So we have Rings now transformed into a living weapon. We have Therese investigating the laughter. We have Villian and Zemnar looking for their brothers. It should be a good episode next episode. Find out what happens next time on Tabletop Escapades.